for dogs have compassed I. The assembly of the wicked has enclosed I. They pierced my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones. They look and stare upon I. They part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture. But be not you far from I, O Lord, O my strength. Have you to help I? Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Save I from the lion's mouth, for you has heard I from the horns of the unicorns. Rastafari. Greetings, giving thanks. Ross Reports, headline of the Times. And we're going back to discussion on Bill the Predator Clinton. He had an interview in the Atlantic. And they're talking about the international headlines now. He says that the underlying trends remain hopeful. He says, I think in spite of the truly terrible headlines in so many areas today, you know, the 200 girls kidnapped by Boko Haram, as we started talking about saying. He doesn't talk about ISIS. He talks about Boko Haram, the 200 girls. He doesn't even mention ISIS here. I don't think he mentions ISIS at all in this interview. Then he says, but the trends underneath that are still pretty positive. There's been a precipitous drop in the number of truly poor people in the world and a substantial increase in the global middle class. So they are looking at the global economy, and they base their, you know, of course, if it's beneficial to base the decision off of the statistics of the domestic economy, they'll do so. But if it's beneficial to base their, you know, results on the statistics of the global community, they'll do that. So it's all about that paper. It's all about that visual. Whatever people see. Keep the bad stuff out of the picture. Show them the good stuff. And of course, some ways that's the way to go, because you don't want people always to be absorbing negative information all the time. You'll live in a crazy society. But the fact of the matter is, you can't ignore the reality. You can't ignore the reality for hundreds of years. And as far as the poor getting richer and the middle class, I mean, I don't know where he gets this from. Of course, everybody's getting richer because we've got more dollars. The Fed's been printing dollars for the past, I think, since what, 2011? So, you know, they've been printing dollars for like 4 years. And, you know, so there's a ton of cash floating around. Of course we have more cash. But can we buy more with it? No, we can't. You know, you have to look at what you need, and you have to look at how much it costs to buy products that people need. You can't just look at luxury items. You can't just look at a select, like, I was watching a video. It was what organization am I trying to think of? Well, never mind that. Anyway, they had the man up there that was he was the ex-Treasury, and I can't think of his name either right now. But let's just say Larry Summers, okay? He's going to go up there and promote the Fed. Of course, oh, this was during the Inclusive Conference with the Rothschilds. Larry Summers is up there talking about how, you know, where things are really getting better because clothes are cheaper. Clothes are cheaper. They are cheaper, huh? You buy a pair of pants this year, you have to buy another pair in 6 months. So what we need to look at is the prices of food and the prices of living, housing. Clothes is, I can get clothes at the thrift store. Clothes is not the issue. We've got bags and bags of clothes going out to third world countries. But the point is that they'll actually put a monetary value on those clothes going to third world countries and say that third world countries are getting richer now because they're getting a bunch of hand-me-down clothes they didn't have before. They'll put a monetary value on those clothes. And do you think they're going to exaggerate that value? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. So, you know, they have all these statistics on paper, but the quality of people's lives is what's most important. It's what we need to observe. And not only that, but if you kill half the people on planet Earth tomorrow, well, certainly the other half that's still alive is going to be more wealthy. But is that a good thing? Now they're talking about the conflict between Ismail and Hamas. And the first thing he says is Hamas is feeling weak and disempowered, and they fire 3,000 rockets into Ismail. So let's just talk about that for a second. Okay, they had the ban, the boycott on Ismail beginning to grow. The Presbyterian Church decided to join it. Other people around the world decided to join it. So I don't believe that Hamas was really feeling weak and disempowered. They had the whole thing with ISIS, blowing up around them, which diverts the attention from them and also makes Hamas look better, because here's a group that's cutting people's heads off, ISIS, and then here's another group that's building gyms for their, kids. That was Hamas. And I'm just going off of Wikipedia. You can go on Wikipedia and find that information out. So, I don't believe that they're feeling weak and disempowered, but it kind of shows you where Bill the Predator Clinton is thinking. And then it talks about the American contractors. So he admits that, American contractors, after overhead expenses, takes home about 35 to 50% of what they've invested. So that's big. And he says he's been trying to stop that for a long time, which you can't believe that with NAFTA. You can't believe that for an instant. Then he says companies are geniuses at supply chains. So he's talking about supply chain. Bill Predator Clinton. I think they understand that people become aware. The supply chains is really what we need to look at, and also we need, as the people, majority of the people in the world need to gain access and control over those supply chains. He speaks about Procter & Gamble. He says, his daughter Chelsea went to Asia to celebrate, and they got a little package that if you put it in a big thing of shitty water, it only costs a dime, he says, and it will suck all the impurities out of the water. So I don't know if you want to trust that, but that's important for us to realize, because the water supply is dwindling because we polluted it.